I was part of a WhatsApp conversation recently where a candidate's resume was floating in the WhatsApp group, and a few senior executives with more than 10-20 years experience were quick to glance through the resume and then say that this particular candidate is a jumper, job hopper. What does that mean? I quickly opened the resume and noticed that that person switched almost 4 jobs in the last 5 years. Now, if you have these kind of short stints in multiple jobs, then people will judge your resume. On the other hand, if you have 8 years, 10 years experience in one company, people will also judge your resume based on this guy might be too lazy to switch to a new job, or this guy might not have the motivation to actually grow. So these are the issues that happens if you are staying put in the job for a long time or you are leaving a job quickly. In this video, I will talk about what is too short and what is too long, and what are some of the ways in which you can address these issues if you already have these things on your resume. Please go ahead, share it with your friend or somebody in your network who is thinking about quitting this job right now. So let's get started with the first point. What does too short mean? Typically in the corporate world, if you are leaving a job in the first 18 months itself, 18 to 24 months, it is considered to be job hopping. If you have one such experience, it is fine. You can go talk to the recruiter and say that, hey, I was not having a good fit, cultural mismatch, or you had some other expectations from that role. It didn't happen, so you quickly jumped out of that role. But if you have 2, 3, or 4 such experiences, you start losing your credibility. And hiring managers don't want to take that risk because they will be like, I'm investing on this person for the first 6 months, I'm training this person, but this person is leaving the job and leaving the company even before adding any value. I believe he or she might do the same thing even with my company. Now, why is this important? Why do hiring managers think like that? If I take 2 extreme examples with consulting and with, let's say, a fresher's job at Infosys. A fresher's job at Infosys will have first 3 to 6 months of training, and then there is a project ramp up, and you start learning for 1 year almost. And then when you are about to start contributing, if you switch, you are utilizing the resources of the firm to learn and you move out. Not a good sign at all. On the other hand, let's say you have 10 years experience in the industry and you walk into a company like McKinsey. And what happens there? Typically, you are offered an associate entry-level role for the first 6 months so that you get used to the culture of the company before you go ahead and talk to senior CEOs or executives. And then in the next 6 months, you are then asked to work as the next level manager. And then slowly after the 1 year, you will be promoted into the partner level role based on your actual qualification. So you see, there is a 1 year ramp up, 1 year to 18 months of ramp up even in the consulting world. So the hiring managers are always questioning, should I not even consider this resume if it seems like there is a job hopping tendency within this individual? Well, I'm talking about the generalistic perspective. Your situation might be different, your context might be different, but when you are presenting your resume to somebody else, you don't have the opportunity to explain your context. So you should assume that the generalistic perspective or the assumptions will still hold on your resume as well. Now, how can you mitigate this? The first thing, you should acknowledge this as a potential issue, and whenever you are going into a conversation, a recruiter conversation, you should have a story. And before asking the question, you should preemptively say that, hey, this is the reason why I left this company, and these are the XYZ reasons, and this is what I have done previously where I stayed for a longer period. Now, switching on to the other end of the spectrum, what happens if you stay for very long? Imagine you are joining a technology company and you are working there for almost 5 years as a software developer, and you got 1 promotion. When you go into the job market, the people will start asking your question as, hey, there are so many other opportunities, why did you not jump? Are you motivated enough to excel in the next role? Or there is another sort of question that you are very comfortable in that industry, in that company. Can you adopt to a different company? Because your ability to change is not on the display. However, there are a few caveats over here. Number 1, if you are working in a startup, for example, let's say you are working at Swiggy. If you are working in Swiggy as an engineer from last 10 years, you might have grown from engineer to developer to, let's say, VP of engineering to multiple levels of growth because Swiggy as a company itself has grown over the last 10 years. In that scenario, it's fine. Even in consulting, it is fine because if you are not growing, typically you are asked to leave. But if you are working in the industry Or if you're working in the manufacturing sector, it becomes extremely difficult for you to switch a job after working in the same company for 8 to 10 years. What do you do if that is the case? In your resume, you have to very clearly highlight what are the role designations, promotions that you have received over the years. 2 years as engineer, 2 years as manager, 2 years as vice president. If that particular hierarchy is very clearly visible on your resume, then people won't ask you any kind of questions. I'm linking a video over here where I've shared resume templates for folks with more than 3+ years experience and folks with less than 3+ years of experience. Go ahead, watch that video and tweak your resume accordingly depending on your overall experience. Now, if you are a fresher or if you are new to the corporate world and if you don't know these things, then you might be in trouble switching a job just for additional 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs per year. And that might prove detrimental for you in the next 5 to 10 years. So please do look into these scenarios and also definitely forward it to one of your younger siblings or whoever it is looking to switch that job right now. If you're looking for more advice on corporate culture, I'm adding 2 new playlists on this particular channel. Go check them out. One is regarding consulting culture and one is regarding corporate culture. Let me know if you want me to talk about any other videos as well. Thank you guys. See you again. Bye bye.